let's get into that OTA talk here because, again, we got 3 OTAs to go over with you guys. We got a lot to give you guys in a short amount of time here. And you guys know our theories in OTAs. You take everything with a grain of salt. This stuff is written, talked about by the Giants. It is stuff that tells you who did good but doesn't tell you who did bad. So, but when
it's a happy meal.
When a name pops up over and over and over again during these OTAs, that's when you know something's going on. That's probably the main reason why I talk about it. So Friday's practice, talk about it real quick here. OTA 6 here. 7-on-7 drills. They had a lot of those, but the defense definitely looked the stronger half of the team there. CorDale Flott and Jalen Mills, we talked about a moment ago, both had some pretty good pass breakups. Theo Johnson, who just seems to be talked about every single practice, had some nice catches near the sideline, was able to barely keep his feet inbound, including one for a touchdown. Rookies Tyler Nubin and Andru Phillips were able to break up some passes along with Jason Pinnock. Deonte. He's not an Inferno. He's a corner. He went ahead and had the only INT of the day as Kelsey gives the down. We started a trend now. Watch, everybody's gonna hit the unlike because I said that. I should have said that.
What did you start?
It's okay. We're getting a reaction. That's all that matters. Brian Burns, Azeez Ojulari, Kayvon Thibodeaux, Boogie Basham, and Dexter Lawrence all got in the backfield during practice. Again, let me reiterate, when things happen good, they mention it. When things happen bad, they don't. Anytime something good happens for the Giants, when you're playing against the Giants, and you are the Giants, that means something bad happened for somebody else. So if all these guys got in the backfield, what does that tell you? The offensive line did not have a good day. That's the bigger takeaway I have for that, because I'm more worried about the Giants' offensive line than I am about the pass rush. I'm not worried about the pass rush. We got some dogs in there between Burns and Tibbs and Dexter Lawrence there. But that offensive line, listen, that's gotta survive this year and do well. Dexter Lawrence also had a couple of passes batted down at the line there as well. Slayton and Bryce Ford-Wheaton had a touchdown as well. Jalin Hyatt had probably the most amazing catch that I've seen in a long time here, as John also says. Just like shouldn't even said that. Yeah. If you notice on the picture here, on the right corner there, that was the catch. I mean, it was an amazing catch, guys. Really, just watch the video. I wish I could play the whole video, but with my luck, YouTube would take us down and dislike us for that. But,
more dislikes.
Like I said, just take a look. It's a really amazing play he made there. Monday's practice here was practice number 7. Special team coordinator Michael Ghobrial spent a lot of time teaching the kickoff team, both the cover and return groups there, about the new rules. That's going to be an important thing. We'll probably do an episode specifically on that right before the season starts to give you guys a refresher. I know we went over that before for you guys, but this is going to be so new and so different that we'll probably have a refresher on that later on. The new running back coach, Joel Thomas, has been working a lot with the group there about pass catching. Now, remember, Alvin Kamara has been working with this guy for years. And he's widely thought of as one of the best pass catching, if not the best pass catching running backs in all of the NFL. So it's interesting to see him really pushing that. It makes you wonder if you're going to see a lot more of that in this offense, and he's helping really beef that up, because as much as we like Saquon, and again, I'm not trying. I feel bad when I talk about him bad now, but it's like I'm kicking on the way out still. But he didn't have the best hands. Once he got the ball and he got to open field, he was amazing. He knew what to do. It was basically, be a running back at that point, But his hands weren't the best. He definitely had a little more drops than you wanted at that point, to put it nicely. This is something they definitely look to try to integrate into this offense a little better there. The linebackers team as a whole just looked great in coverage in practice, they said. Deonte Banks broke up a nice pass intended for WanDale Robinson. Trey Hawkins got an INT. CorDale Flott knocked the ball away and a throw to Jalin Hyatt, which is always impressive. Jalin Hyatt runs like a freaking cheetah. If you can keep up with him, yeah, you're doing pretty good. Brian Burns also was able to get into the backfield. Tyler Nubin and Jalen Mills were actually blitzing during practice, which is kind of interesting. We talked about during this defense here a lot. They're expecting a lot more of the natural pass rushers to be the pass rushers. So when I read something like that, it makes me wonder, are they doing that just so it doesn't look completely foreign when the season starts? Or are they doing that because they actually want to integrate that to this offense, this defense after all? That's something to keep an eye on to see what they plan on doing, because we have no clue what to expect of this defense. I don't care what it says. We have no clue what to Shane Bowen did not control that defense. Mike Vrabel did.
Correct.
So we don't know what to expect there. I will say Vrabel and Dable, sounds like a rhyming thing there. Vrabel and Dable. They have a relationship. So I don't think, unless Vrabel said like raving things about Bowen, he's on that. He didn't get the job probably. So the fact that he is, I'm confident in him. I'm just saying I don't think we know what we're going to get yet. Let's see here. WanDale Robinson caught a few slants there. That's his bread and butter. I think if anything, we need to teach him not to do slants and get everything else going at that point. Slants just seem to come naturally to him. Probably more natural.
Verticals.
Probably the most natural route for him. All of a sudden, he just does it very well. Darius Slayton was targeted pretty often. Jashaun Corbin also caught a few balls. Haven't heard much of him in practice. That's good to hear. Theo Johnson, again, I told you, every single practice he gets mentioned. Got a nice catch on a pass by Drew Lock. Yesterday's practice, Tuesday, practice number 8. The offense finally seemed to win a practice. Daniel Jones had 4 straight completions, including a pass to Isaiah Hodgins, but he hit him in stride for over 40 yards. Again, the fields aren't exactly marked that great, so you don't know the exact length, but it was over 40 yards. And that's another one the Giants they were showing in slow-mo like crazy on Twitter and everything like that.
I was going to say, that blew up Twitter.
Yeah. Actually, I think that was in the picture we made as well, too. Yep, there it is there in the middle. There it is in the middle. I'm using my mouse to show it, even if you guys can't see it. I don't know why. I need a telestrator. I need a telestrator, guys.
It's going to go with his laser pointers.
He just flung it on back there. So it was a really nice throw there. Also had Theo Johnson and Bryce Ford-Wheaton caught multiple passes. We had a couple mentions of Bryce Ford-Wheaton. Interesting. Ayer Asante, who's, again, we got this, their undrafted rookie free agent, made a nice catch in the middle of the field. They're saying he's actually got some potential as a slot receiver. I think more and more they're going to end up putting him on the practice squad. They really seem to like him, I wouldn't say a lot, but they like his potential to potentially be a depth piece later on. Wide receiver.
Potential have potential.
Listen, I'm not gonna. I feel like so many people are like, oh, he's got some great potential. Like, no, he's an undrafted guy. Like, what are you really expecting from this guy? If he becomes a bottom end receiver in this league at any point, then that's a win.
Yeah, he definitely will.
It's not me trying to be negative. It's me trying to keep realistic expectations for these guys. Wide receiver Dennis Houston got a nice grab from quarterback Nathan Rourke. The Giants also had some visitors at practice. Yankees GM Brian Cashman and senior advisor Omar Minaya, which, Rob, I know you're a huge Met fan. I was unaware that Omar Minaya was even with the Yankees now.
Oh, yeah.
I was unaware of this. That's how little I watch baseball anymore.
I am a terrible baseball fan these days.
I'm sorry. I can't sit there and watch it when the pitchers spend half the time scratching themselves and the batters spend half the time adjusting their gloves.
They just said a couple seasons ago. There's a pitch count.
They lost me years before they did that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
they spent more time taking steroids than actually playing baseball.
Well, they got rid of that too. It's all about the intensity of what this pitch is going to be thrown. You don't know what's going to happen.
So yeah, we had, again, also had those two there from the Yankees. Also had Knicks executive VP and also senior basketball advisor William Wesley there as well. So interesting if you guys are Yankee fans and Knicks fans and Giant fans. It's like a wet dream for you there in practice, you know?
Sound like gay.
But yeah, that's where they're at there. So they said there was a nice lunch they all had together and stuff like that. They were kind of comparing notes on things they do to build teams and stuff like that. Listen, love them or hate them. And you can be either way. Just because you're a Giant fan doesn't mean you have to be a Yankee fan or a Met fan. Just because you're a Giant fan doesn't mean you have to be a Knicks fan or a Net fan. Like, you can be whoever you want to be a fan of, guys. Like, I don't know. I can't speak for Rob and myself. I don't hate any New York teams really. Because I have friends that are enough of fans of them that I'll root for anybody to win it from New York at that point. I have my favorites, of course. I'll keep that one to myself there at that point, even though I blew a Rob spot up. I call it a Met fan.
I mean, I've worn Mets hats during the podcast.
You have. I'll be honest, my baseball team is not a New York area team, so it is what it is. That's why I leave that part out of it. But I grew up in
D-bags.
What?
See, like the Arizona D-bags.
That's not okay. I'll give it up. I'm a Brace fan. I grew up going down to Atlanta all summer long. My family there got me into it. I remember going to Atlanta Fulton County Stadium as a kid. So it is what it is. Yankee fans can't hate me. They stole 2 rings from me. So, but
I was a Yankee fan during this World Series.
and I grew up a Net fan because, again, Jersey. Even though they moved to Brooklyn, they were Jersey for how many years? So.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.